All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming in to hear what we have to say about yesterday's tragic event that occurred in our county. Reference storm activities that actually took the lives of three small children. A lot of interest in this story, and I'll be as clear as I can that all agencies involved, the teams involved, want to express our condolences to the families. This is an extensive and it's a large family, and there's a lot of family members in the area, and we're going to do everything we can to assist them getting through this tragic time, as well as making sure that we're able to inform our community as to what happened and to hopefully answer just a few questions about it. I'll start out with telling you that it happened on East S Avenue at 47th Street, and that's actually in Climax Township. A family that is from the Branch County area. I know the press release earlier said Calhoun County, but they're from the Branch County area. Was traveling into Kalamazoo County to go visit a relative. As they were traveling, the storm that we all watched, high winds and a lot of hazardous weather yesterday related to the lightning and wind came down fast. The family's vehicle was struck by a tree as they were traveling down the road. It's a very large tree, came across the middle of their passenger van and did extensive damage to the point where the tree, being as large as it was, went deep into the vehicle. And actually, it was such a large tree that it came across two lanes of traffic and out the other side of the vehicle for about 12 more feet. So the difficulty here is that there's really, it looks like nothing anybody could have done. Family could have not avoided this. They didn't predict that something would happen in that area at that time, and ultimately this came very suddenly and fell right behind the driver's door and across the passenger area where all the children were seated. I will try to answer a few questions. I know we've identified the children as their ages, and so you have that information. Like I said, we're doing everything we can to be cautious with information related to the family. It's an extensively large family that they may have some people that they are still trying to connect with to make sure they hear it from them. If there's any questions I can try to answer, I will. If it's something I can't answer, I'll just tell you that.
What can you tell us about the property that had the tree on it, and whether there have been any reports from that property owner about that tree?
No, I can tell you that it's a lot of farm area out there, and so I can't imagine that there had been any kind of reference to that tree. The roadsides are filled with very large trees in Kalamazoo County. We've seen similar tragedies like this in the past, and like I said before, no one's able to predict these things, and the trees, I'm sure if it was a dangerous tree, would have been noticed earlier. But we've had a lot of rain. We've had a lot of rain that makes things, that makes the ground soft. At the same time, we had high winds again the other day. We've had them earlier this year. We had them during the winter. We had them last year during the tornado. And so I think a lot of this is a contributing factor to the incident with this tree.
Sheriff, can you explain the how the children are related? Do you have different? You explain that to me.
Yes. So in the vehicle was children that belonged to the parents that were driving the van, as well as a cousin. A cousin was lost in this, as well as two of the children to the parents that were driving the vehicle.
What kind of vehicle was it?
It's a minivan. Yeah. No vehicle would have stood up to this. There is no standing up to this tree, given the volume of the tree, the weight of the tree, and where it struck. There is no vehicle that would stand up to this.
So going back to the property, I know you mentioned there was a lot of contributing factors to, reasons why this tree could have fallen. So it doesn't seem like there's anything that could go back to the property owner, or just kind of a nature accident.
No, I'm sure there's nothing that would go back to the property owner, just like today. If a tree was knocked down by the wind alongside the roadside, there's really no way it's going to go back to the property owner.
Sheriff, what should you do if you're caught up in a situation? You're in the car driving and you hear tornado alarms. I'm not saying they were going off, but you're caught up in a serious situation. How should you seek safety?
Yeah, so always have your radio on, always attempt to hear time. I want to be very, this family had no ability to, predict when a tree was going to fall on their vehicle. And so, nothing wrong by the family involved here. But in general, I would always recommend people listen to the alert radio systems and monitor the radio when you can. Not everybody can for all kinds of different reasons.
So let's say that you are out driving. Pull over and try to get to a safe structure, or right?
Right. So when and where tornadoes or high winds come through, we are unable to actually pinpoint, of course, until it happens. And what I would always recommend people do is pay attention to your surroundings. Make sure that if this is an event that you feel like it's safer for your family to seek shelter, you would do that. Without being able to predict every storm, every circumstance, it's a difficult thing. And again, I want to remember that we are making it clear to everyone here and anyone that'll listen is that this family, of course, had no opportunity, and the vehicle was struck by a tree that just suddenly fell.
A total of 5 people in the car or 6?
Now, there were 6 people in the car, yes.
So 3 of the children, and then 2 parents, and then there was another child.
There's another child that was taken to the hospital last night who is still in the hospital. I believe they've upgraded that child to stable condition.
And how about the condition of was it the dad who had the broken back, I think?
Yeah, so I do not have his exact condition or any injuries described because, of course, in a 24-hour period after an incident like this, things come to light, meaning injuries are more well known, or something that may have been early diagnosis is changed later on. And so I do not have an update on what condition he is besides stable. All right. Thank you very much for coming in. And again, please, anybody that knows this family or anybody that's out here listening to this, our condolences go out to this family and all the responders. The responders last night did yeoman's work. We have young deputies that were out there taking care of this family and the situation that affects them. We had our victim service unit go out last night and work with the family throughout this incident. We had our CISM team, which is a critical. And as the City of Kalamazoo helped out greatly last night when we could not get helicopters into the area to help move injured people due to the high winds and the storm, and the ambulances were escorted by police cars as well as blocked traffic. But again, I pray for the family and their loved ones as well as the responders. So thank you.